Brendan from Techbuzzireland. Ireland. Today we have the Soundpeats Air4 Lite earphones. It's wireless earphones on that. Box looks nice enough there at the moment. It's got some of the information on the side, 30 hours playtime, 3 mics for noise cancellations. It's got the high resolution audio and some of the technical spec on the back regarding the frequency range, 20 to 40, maximum playing time, about 7 hours actually use once you take them out of the earbuds. And obviously within the unit itself, one couple of good things within the box itself. It comes with a charger in the bottom here, USB-C. We're always happy to see USB charger. It just means it's not another charger you have to carry around because it's the standard for most Android phones at this stage. You also get obviously the manual itself. Manual is not bad. It's got the basic information that you require in terms of, it's got the instructions and all the sitting about fast forward and playing, etc. But probably most people are more worried about actually what the earphones look themselves like. First thing I'll say is the carry case. It's light, about 20 grams there at the moment, so it's actually quite light, lighter than some of the other ones. Kind of a plasticky feel, but seems strong. And when you clip in it, you can hear it clipping through the magnet, so it's quite solid. That's quite good. When you shake it, you don't hear that rattle inside that you might get with some, say, really budget ones there. That light will actually change colors depending on the charging scenario there. When you take it out, earphones start pop out, so the earphones come. So as far as the earphones are concerned, most of it is fairly good. You get the earphones, you get all the functionality that you'd expect. The different functionality, we'll go through them in a few moments, and the music. Lightness, shape, plastic feels okay. Wouldn't be as expensive as some of the other products I've used in the past, but for the price range of this particular product, I certainly cannot fault. High resolution audio, Bluetooth 5.3. Multi-point connection, which is obviously a real plus for me. That means you can connect up a couple of different devices itself, and also a couple of other things. It's got a gaming mode as well, which you wouldn't actually expect. Obviously the touch control and there. The one thing it does say is about the LDAC controls there at the moment. I think it says somewhere on the box. What that really means is, in essence, is basically when you connect with the Bluetooth, you transfer 3 times more data over via Bluetooth. So in essence, it's far higher quality audio than you'd actually expect from if you were just transferring over using your standard Bluetooth. On a very practical note, the earphones there, and we'll go through a bit more. One thing is a kind of a niggle for me straight away when I take them out of the box. So they work. If, for example, I was to pretend for the moment, Teddy Bear, he's actually picking them out of the box. If we would say Teddy Bear was taking these out of the box, and just imagine this is Teddy Bear's ear into a human, you would expect to pick it out, pick it over to the ear and put it in. If you look carefully, it's actually shaped the wrong way. So what you have to do is when you take it out of the unit, you have to take it out with one hand, turn it around to put into your ear. So that mightn't seem that much to anybody. What I've found just on physically and the practicalities of this is taking it out, phone call comes in, for example, you take it out, you're holding this, you're turning it around, you're touching the button, you're actually controlling all the volumes on the unit itself. So actually you're turning the volume up or down straight away with the touch controls and putting it into you. It's just a slight niggle there, it's just an observation there from my own point of view. It's not something I'm crazy on, that particular part. That's just one of my own personal niggles. Once you do get it out, get it into the ear, it actually does work without a problem there. And just giving a bit more information there. When you get to the app itself, because it comes with an app that you can just download directly from the obviously Play Store, comes up here, getting some information what's going on. Side button doesn't have a huge amount of information because you use some options to there, but it's not really where you'd use much of the software. Scrolling down to the bottom, it's got the main functionality. This is what gets interesting. It does talk about the AI technology, etc., and adaptive EQ. So we'll just go into details. What it's actually showing you is one I prepared earlier, a graph of my ears, the frequency range. Obviously, an 18-year-old would have a far better hearing range, would hear far more than, say, a 50-year-old. So in theory, this quality is going to be different, that graph is going to be different. What you can do is play the music and listen to differences. So you can retest your ears, you can go through the instructions, and what you basically do is put both earphones on your ear. Put the earphones on. Plug it in, turn off all the other music in the background, and it plays a loud noise, and you can probably see me touching the volume key there. So turn off all the music and it'll go a beep, and you press the buttons as the beep, and it's like an audio test. You just press and then it connects it up to say what you're actually hearing is, and if it's good or bad, and then it tailors it specifically to your details. I'm just going to press I'm ready, going through this, and I'll come back in a moment. When you finish, you get a testing report that gives you an idea of what's going on, and it just gives you the frequency range, what you're actually working with. Let's go back to the main instructions. Obviously, the game mode, if you want to use it in game mode, very good. That allows you to specifically tailor to that, disable other functions. Dual device connection, I have it switched on because typically I have it connected to a variety of different devices, etc., for actually use itself. And you can customize the equalizer there, and that's the main thing. The app has actually had over 100,000 downloads, and it's got a score of 1.8 out of 5, which is actually a surprise. That doesn't do a huge amount, does enough for the equalizer, but it's not a great score. I certainly would give it. Technically, it has worked. It hasn't caused me any problems. It hasn't crashed or anything like I've seen in other particular apps, etc. It could do a lot more functionality within here, but for the price range here, I can't query whatsoever on the app itself. When you're actually connected to an audio system there at the moment and you're actually playing, the controls are relatively standard enough. In other words, powering on, put it into the case to get out of the actually case there at the moment is there. To turn the volume up, you're pressing the left one down. Turn the volume down, you're pressing this there, and that will actually turn the volume down on the left one. Similarly, if you want to turn the volume up, you actually touch it on the right, and you can see it's fairly sensitive. And that's just basically your one taps there at the moment is there. If you want to kind of go to the next trap, hold it for 1.5 seconds and you'll see it'll skip it on there at the moment on that. Don't worry about the advertisement coming on. When you want to go back to a previous track, you do the exact opposite. So it's going forward is actually pressing the right button for 1.5 seconds, going back is pressing the left button there, and that's the functionalities. Obviously, if you get a call coming through there at the moment, double tap on the multifunction button will allow you to answer a call. You can reject it by pressing hold the multifunction for 1.5 seconds. Switch between two calls, press and hold the multifunction for 2 seconds. I've never actually done that into 2 calls because typically you're trying to get one call coming through, but it's just a matter of actually playing, getting an understanding of it there at the moment. You can enable the voice activation, the activate voice assistance, pressing the right multifunction 3 times. So this is all activate the gaming mode, press the left multifunction 3 times. So in essence, I suppose for a lot of this, what you're doing is the buttons touching, press them up and down, etc., to give you an idea what you're actually doing. And they are fairly sensitive itself. A couple of things this particular earphones I do actually like. It comes with your basic USB-C, very good for the charging. The charging time is quite good. The case is fairly sturdy. It fits in I'm going to say a jeans pocket very good. It's quite comfortable on that there, etc. The niggles in terms of taking it out, putting it into your ear, but I suppose most people are not particularly bothered about that. They're more interested in the audio itself. It talks about 6 microphones there, about the AI technology. I haven't really noticed with the app itself if it makes the audio experience any better. That's just on a personal level. It may be better for others, but the audio is quite good. Typically what I will do is I'll have I'm going to say a normal call with the microphone and test it, walking over to a speaker, for example, and calling colleagues, maybe even giving Jimbo a call just to double check the details with our own testing at TechBuzz. The noise seems to be distorted out. Wouldn't be as good as some of the more expensive brands I've using. So if your primary number one function is on calls all day via your laptop, for example, you might want to spend a few more euros, dollars, etc., pounds on that particular unit itself. For the normal audio there at the moment, I've listened to a variety of different types of music there at the moment. Fairly high volume, can turn it up. Controls there, it's quite good, quite concise. It has a good response time, so when I take it out, it does connect, for example, to my phone straight away there at the moment, and the audio is quite good. Some of the other high pitch there, I'm not 100% sure if it's as good as I would like, but sometimes it's difficult to compare for the price range. It is a reasonably priced unit. We have done these before. We've done a variety of these particular models, and typically they're fairly good. Box packaging, can't fault it, really like it there at the moment. I said I only had one or two minor little niggles on this particular one there. So certainly for the price you're paying for this particular model itself, really nice. Controls are quite good there at the moment. It does leave a little few sticky marks on the finger itself. You can see up close my fingers, but that's just niggles as such going overboard. Overall, nice, solid, lovely to feel. Really, no sharp corners, fits in your hand, fits in your pockets quite well. Response time coming out of it, opening the case, putting it in, very good. Audio is quite good. The microphone, better than a lot of the other ones I've used with the extra technologies itself, and it's got all the functionalities that you'd expect in terms of previous track, next track, making calls, your volume up, you down, play, etc., and all those deals, and with a fairly good battery life as well. So nice product from Soundpeats, and this is the Air4 Lite. And thank you for watching Tech Buzz Ireland.